This is an emergency notice from the Metropolitan Transit Authority and the Department of Public Transportation. The time is 2:47 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are experiencing technical irregularities across all transit lines. This is not a scheduled maintenance advisory. Effective immediately, all passengers are advised to disembark at the next available stop. Do not board unscheduled vehicles. Do not follow alternative route suggestions. At approximately 11:30 p.m. tonight, our dispatch center began receiving reports of unauthorized transit vehicles operating on established routes. These vehicles are not part of our fleet. They display correct route numbers, proper signage, working fare systems, but they do not appear in our tracking database. The drivers do not respond to radio contact. Surveillance footage shows passengers boarding these vehicles normally. The buses and trains appear fully functional, clean, well lit. But when we cross-reference passenger boarding data, no one who boards these vehicles ever disembarks. Not at their intended stops, not at terminal stations. They simply continue riding.
Route 47 reported picking up 23 passengers at Central Station. According to our cameras, the bus was empty when it departed, but witnesses saw people boarding, sitting, reading newspapers. The driver never looked back, never spoke, never blinked. When transit police intercepted the vehicle at Roosevelt Boulevard, it was empty, but the seats were still warm, and every seat had a fare receipt, all printed for the same passenger name, all dated 30 years ago. Additional reports indicate new stops appearing on digital route maps, stations that do not exist, neighborhoods we have never serviced, Pine Valley Station, Birchwood Terminal, Clearwater Junction. These locations are not in our system. They are not on any city map, but passengers keep requesting them. At 1:15 a.m., Operator Chen reported a disturbing incident on the Blue Line. Quote, "The train stopped at a platform I'd never seen before. Passengers got off calmly, but the platform was underground and we were on an elevated track. Chen's train was found 20 minutes later, empty, doors open, engine running. Chen was gone. But the security camera caught something else. In the final frame, Chen was sitting in the passenger section, still in his uniform, still facing forward, not moving. His hands were folded in his lap, but his reflection in the train window was waving goodbye."
We have identified a pattern. The unauthorized vehicles only appear between midnight and 4 a.m. They serve routes that mirror our existing lines, but they make additional stops that lead nowhere, or perhaps somewhere we cannot follow. One passenger called our emergency line at 1:33 a.m. Quote, "I've been riding this bus for 3 hours. We keep stopping, but no one gets off. And the people sitting around me, they're not breathing." The call ended with the sound of a door closing. We traced the number. The caller boarded our regular Route 12 at 8:45 p.m., but Route 12 stopped running at 9:30 p.m. When we reviewed the security footage from that night, the caller was visible boarding the bus. But in every frame after that, she was sitting in a different seat without ever moving. Do not use public transit tonight. If you see a bus or train with dim lights and a silent driver, do not board. If you are currently on transit and notice your route has changed, pull the emergency stop immediately. If other passengers are not moving, not talking, not blinking, get off at the next stop.
even if it is not your destination. The truth is, we have been tracking these phantom routes for weeks. Every night more appear. Every night more passengers disappear. But here is what we cannot explain. The next morning, those same passengers board our regular routes. They go to work. They go home. But they never speak again. They just ride. And when their shift ends, they return to the phantom stops, waiting for the silent drivers. If someone you know has been taking late-night transit recently, check their eyes. If they stare too long at route maps, if they mention stations you have never heard of, if they smile when the train doors close, if they have bus transfers in their pocket from routes that do not exist, it is not them anymore. They are just passengers now. And passengers always pay their fare, even if they've been riding for decades. They are just passengers now, and passengers always reach their destination. This concludes the transit advisory. Do not board. Do not follow. Some journeys have no return ticket. End of transmission.